Hey folks, welcome back. Today we're diving into a complex legal case, as thrilling as a popcorn-munching movie. The court needed a moment to validate the facts, and as the judge was about to make a ruling, Liu Yuyun strolled into the restroom for a quick break, only to run into Lai Manhao. Liu Yuyun greeted, but Lai Manhao confronted him, pinning him against the wall. Old Yang barged in, shouting for Lai Manhao to go harder, snapping pics like he was at a rock concert, but got kicked a few times for his efforts. Suddenly, a Jun dashed in. Lai Manhao let go and fled, chased by a Jun. Liu Yuyun fixed his outfit. Liu said Old Yang incited violence. Old Yang ignored it, asking why Liu angered Lai Manhao, the eager of time so cute. What shady business did you get yourself into? Liu Yuyun huffed and stormed out of the restroom while a Jun caught up with Lai Manhao. Pulling out an interval for comparison, a Jun recalled Old Yang's evidence from days ago, matching Lai Manhao's shoes to the crime scene. The Jun asked Lai Manhao if he recognized this item, who promptly tried to make a break for it like he was late for a very important date. But a Jun called out that they'd meet again soon. Meanwhile, Old Yang returned to the courtroom, handing over Yaz's injury report like it was a hot. He lifted his shirt to reveal a fresh love tap from Lai Manhao, asking the doctor, which one's worse, this or Yaz's battle wounds? The doctor replied that Yaz's injuries were indeed worse, and Old Yang nodded, heading to the jury, claiming he was on the verge of dramatic collapse. Yaz's injuries are way worse than this, declared Liu Yuyun, who had apparently spent all day waiting like some soap opera character. Liu Yuyun repeated how he spent all day twiddling his thumbs, stating that Yaz's wounds could rival a horror movie's special effects. This proves the original claim is as sketchy as a 2AM infomercial. Old Yang was cut short by Hyun Jain, who called him out for speaking without verification. The judge warned Yang to avoid leading statements. Yang then called the second witness, recreating the doctor's tale of Yaz's checkup. He found abuse-related injuries, yet both defendant and accuser claimed it was just boys' friendship. That's why no police report was filed. Lee Jain interjected, saying some young couples just get carried away in their spicy adventures. The defendant had previously confessed that the naughty video was recorded with his blessing. If they were okay with filming, how could there be a claim of abuse? Old Yang counterattacked with a video, showing the defendant freaking out, fainting after seeing it, like a horror movie victim. I mean, who reacts that way to something they're already familiar with? He then called the third witness to the stand. He asked a Jun if that was true. A Jun said he was leaving when Yaz fainted. Before a Jun could finish, Aunt Hyung strutted in, claiming that the footage showed him only rushing over after the defendant fainted. She noted the defendant's dropped phone, wondering how the witness saw the video. A Jun replied he learned later. Didn't see it clearly then, Yaz told him later at the hospital. Aunt Hyung turned to the jury, saying no one else could verify the video apart from the defendant. No one could prove he watched hidden footage. He told a Jun, as a law student, if unsure, avoid testifying. Aunt Hyung presented phone records, showing a text inviting the defendant to meet 10 minutes before little Liu got hurt, leaving a Jun no chance to rebut. The defense lawyer Yang Zongsun invited the defendant for a meetup. Old Yang protested, but Aunt Hyung raised her voice, pointing out, a single middle-aged professor texting a female student late at night, what could go wrong? Wouldn't any student be afraid? Old Yang knew he faced a formidable foe, but things soon took a turn. Chen Kai used software to sync the time Yaz watched the video with the timestamps and the surveillance footage, indirectly confirming Yaz had indeed seen the hidden film. Things weren't getting any better. The courtroom door swung open, and a troop barged in, dragging little Liu inside. Lee Jain urged Yaz to look up at his boyfriend over there. Look at what they've done to him, he exclaimed, telling the judge if it were true what Old Yang said, the plaintiff had been beating up the defendant for ages. As a rational adult, why was there never a police report? Isn't that a load of bull? Just as old Liu finished his point, Yaz suddenly dashed toward the courtroom doors. The judge shouted to stop him, warning that bolting now would not be a smart move. Little Liu kicked off his dramatic scene, speaking all flirtatiously with the judge. To the judge, the jury, and the rapt audience, he declared he wanted to drop all charges against Yaz, saying his breakup caused all the emotional turmoil. He took all the blame, intending to delete the video that night, but unexpected events happened. He couldn't be held responsible. After little Liu was ushered out, Yaz turned to Professor Jin, saying he was done with this court drama. The judge reminded the jury, this is a public prosecution by the prosecutor. The victim can issue a letter of understanding but can't drop charges, so the trial continues. Old Yang slowly stood up, declaring he could no longer advocate for the defendant. The judge, overwhelmed, reminded Old Yang that this wasn't a practice but a real court. Old Yang replied, where the defendant learns to defend through experience. He insisted the defendant defend himself, then asked Yaz, am I your teacher? The judge inquired Old Yang's intent. Old Yang said, Yais and Liu are lovers. They fought over a sex tape. Liu was hurt. Yais is on trial. So what's the point of contention in this case? Yais appeared flustered, and Old Yang warned, if this case flops, it'll be like getting run over by the last. Yais's mind raced. The issue is whether the video was recorded without consent. Old Yang whispered, can we really argue self-defense just on that? Yais thought it over and said, not really. The dispute is whether the victim might spread the video during the conflict. Yais had some serious secrets to hide in this case. If it were a stranger attacking, it'd feel like a nightmare, but the one doing the hurting is his boyfriend of 3 years over and over again.